Hi, I'm Himali and I'm a poet from Mumbai, but today I'm here to talk about something that's not poetry. I'm here for one of my very, very special school friends, somebody who I've sat in the same classroom with and is now doing amazing things. I'm talking about Tejvi, and she runs this beautiful social media agency along with her partner Varun. And instead of me talking all about it, I think it's better if we hear it from themselves. So let's get into it.
Hi,
So,
Himali.
hi Tejvi, back in a very different setting now. Hi Varun.
Hi.
So, before we get into so many questions that I have for you all, let's start with what do you all do? What does Diverse Media exactly do?
So, we are a social media agency. I'll just take a quick, run through that. How did we start this? It was peak COVID time, and I was down with COVID-19, and I was wondering that I have a lot of free time, and I'm a social media geek. I love posting and I had nothing exciting to do. So I just suggested Varun, his mom happens to be a makeup artist. So I suggested him that what if I take over, her page and I start handling it. So of course, his mom was more than happy. So I took over and I started working it in the most professional way I can. And she happened to collaborate with a lot of brands. So makeup artists, they collaborate with outfit designers and models, photographers. So she was having a very big campaign of 12 designs, 12 looks. So there happened to be a very good outfit brand, and they approached me that we would like you to handle our social media. And I was like, okay, I was just helping his mom out, and I don't know how to like take it with this brand. And Varun suggested that you should start with all of these things. You are good at it, and I really like my mom's page. It's turning out really nice. So I just quoted them like 5,000, and I was like, hey, I'll give you unlimited posts. I'll do whatever you all want. But yeah, I want to start with this now. I'm very firm, about this. And I started with it. Looking at the results they were getting, I think my friends and family members were more than, happy. They were more convinced about what I'm doing is something I'm really good at, and that's how they helped me get more clients. So this is how I started my journey. I started getting clients. Varun was throughout there as a supporter. I never thought of him to come in as a partner. However, I could see that there was a need of a creative mind was there. That was me. But there was a need of business mind who would upscale the business well. And he had been giving me suggestions that you can do this, you can do that. I was good enough to make sure that these things are executed well. So that's how he came in as a partner, and then we literally kick-started our journey of Diverse Media, and there's no stopping now, that's for sure. You have something to say, like.
Yeah, so basically she always like she started it with it, and we thought that I thought that she could make it much bigger than this. So what I suggested to her, like, get people on board. Whatever you're earning through it, let it be for the pay the salaries, get more people on board, so that you build a team. That's how you build a business. So I have my own business. Like, I own Toy Collectors India, in which we import collectible scale model cars and we sell it all over India. So I was already doing that, and with that I was helping her out with all the things. I also never had thought that I would be a partner at Diverse Media. It was just helping her out with things, and I always had a business mind. Like, I always thought that I could do business well. Like, I'm made for it. That's how I joined her, and then we made systems in which we could grow it in a way that Diverse Media is where it is today. So that's how it is. Yeah.
It's always like with his business also, I'm the creative mind. I help
Yeah,
him
yeah.
get all the social media stuff done, or if there's any creative part, I come in. And if there's any business expansion and all those part, he is always
That
there.
part is handled by
So
me.
I think that makes us like a good pair as a business partners.
I think that's a wonderful, wonderful story in terms of how some unexpected chances can lead to so much and such huge things in life. Just a side question, I'm sure he would have been running his own business. Teji, what do you think you would be doing if not social media? If you wouldn't have taken the leap of doing that one.
So I was actually looking for jobs, to be honest, and I wanted to work in a good agency, get good exposure. I was always interested in media and advertising, so creative side was always my thing. But I was not sure about having a business of my own at that age. I, of course, would have thought about it later on. So that instinct was him, and I think a push
Yeah.
from my parents that you can do it. Like, you cannot think that age is the limit or something like that. So that's when I would have done jobs, but I'm glad I didn't go for the 9 to 5. I chose 24 hours working pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, she should have for sure done a job, like if not diverse media happened. And like in the start, diverse media was a freelance thing where it was all her.
Got it.
Like be it graphic designs or be it social media posting, anything, client servicing, anything, everything was done by her. So that's where I came into the picture and I told her that no, this is not how a business works. You need people wherein you have systems, they do the work, you handle the business part. So that's how we gradually grew to diverse media.
Now that we spoke about freelancing, freelancing is a huge deal right now. So, what are your opinions on the entire gig economy bit when it comes to specifically this industry, when it comes to social media or media in general? Do you still hire or get in touch with freelancers, or what's your take on that?
I feel that when it comes to freelancers, uh, they work really hard because I have been one myself.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when it comes to committing to the client, sometimes things get overboarded. You don't know how to manage so many things that you have on your plate, and you cannot just leave a project from
Yeah.
between. So what happens from the client's perspective, this has been the complaint with all our clients, why they've turned from switched from a freelancer to an agency. The reason being that right now they have exams, so now they are not so dedicated to the job they used to do. They used
Yeah.
to work very hard, they used to work very well, but now they have something coming up. So this is something that agency wouldn't provide as a service to any of their clients, because for them clients are the king. Like, they have to make sure the clients are super satisfied, and trust me, we know what all we do to make our clients satisfied.
Yeah.
So
So basically, adding to that, from the client perspective, it is for sure that freelancers are not able to give that service because they are not into that full time. They have some other projects going on, they have their exams going on, and because of that, they are not able to provide that service to the businesses that need that. So that is where they lack it. And other than that, why an agency is needed? Because one person can't do everything. Like if I want to handle a business, I want to handle someone's social media, I wouldn't be able to do it if I do not have a graphic designer on board, if I do not have a videographer on board, if I do not have a social media manager on board. So there is a system that we operate with which a freelancer cannot. So we also started with it. We do not deny that it is not a good thing, but for a client perspective, freelancers are not the go-to part, but they are cheap. Like looking at the agencies, they are cheap. So they start with it, but gradually they realize that they need the service, like their business needs something much bigger than this. Like today, social media is the most emerging thing. Like any business that you go to, if they don't are not on social media, they are not able to be anywhere. Like it is the digital era. So like even if I go to any cafe or any shop, first I will check their social media, I will scroll through their page, then I will go there. So that is where the social media part is very much needed for everyone. So today, not a basic social media page works. They have to level it up, and that is where we come in. Like we level it up for them. Yeah, so I think freelancers are not able to give that justice as of now, but I'm sure like gradually going ahead they will.
Got it. No, I completely 100% agree with your perspective. Plus, managing social media is so much because it's aesthetics, but it's also the number game in terms of how much reach you're getting, how much traction you're getting, all of that, plus designing, like you mentioned. But when you look at it from an agency perspective, do you think there is any place for freelancers to tie up with agencies and then work something out? Like, how do you see freelancers fit into the whole media system?
Freelancers are great, you know, but not your long term solution. They will be amazing when it comes to projects or just short term, something that you have to do with short term events or projects. So even when it comes to us, we try to outsource it from an agency, or maybe certain small projects are outsourced from a freelancer rather than depending on them for a proper long
Long
run
term.
Yeah.
thing.
So basically, we have Rasrang Thane on board with us. So that is a huge client. Like everyone in Mumbai knows what Rasrang is. Rasrang is basically a Navratri event that happens for 9 days. So in that, we handle all 9 days. We handle their social media for all 9 days. So what happens is our team is not able to reach everywhere. Like they also want to enjoy Navratri, and see, these are basic issues that happen. So that's where we get freelancers on board, people who are like able to video shoot that event. So that is where freelancers are very crucial for us. That is where we need them.
I think that's a wonderful way of balancing things out for
Yeah.
everyone. Now that we've spoken about Rasrang, I'm
Yeah.
very, very, very keen on knowing how you onboard such huge clients, because Rasrang, especially for anybody who's listening to this from Bombay,
Yeah.
it's a huge deal, right? So
Awesome.
how do you onboard such clients given that you're comparatively new in the whole space?
So currently marketing, we are doing zero. So all the clients that we have is all through word of mouth, is all through references.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
huge. That's amazing.
That is where our quality comes in. So it is one client that we have serviced has given us at least 5 more clients, because someone asks them who is handling our social media, they tell them about us, and that is where we get more clients. It has always been this way. We have never ever marketed, we have not spent a single money on marketing as of now. We are looking forward to it. Gradually we are gonna need to do that. But as of now it's all word of mouth. So Rasrang Thane, be it any other of the 40-50 clients that are on board with us as of now, and the other 100 that have been on board with us, all of them have been through word of mouth. Like one of people we have serviced, one cafe we do, they recommend us to other cafes, they recommend us to other colleagues and all. Then gradually that is how we get our clients. You can
Now
add
this
more to it.
also lands up to one more conflict, that
Yeah.
if you're handling one, say there was this account of a skin doctor that we were handling. She was an aesthetician. It's quite not okay to be handling
Correct.
one more account of someone in the similar industry as them. And that's when it was in the very initial stages of when I started working. So I didn't know about it. However, she put that note to me that, you know, I wouldn't want you to be handling somebody's account from this particular industry, at least not within my area. And that made sense. It was fair enough. So sometimes what happens is people do refer us to, you know, their contemporaries, but for us it's not okay to be, accepting their account unless there is difference in their services or some kind of thing. Like we have to find something that is different from each other. Like one account has to stand out from different the other account, although they are in the same industry. So I can have a dermat and an aesthetician who are working in the same area, but I cannot have an aesthetician as well as an aesthetician in that particular area.
I think this is one of the things that might make diverse media very different from other competition in the market, because media agencies or social media agencies do not think this way, because a lot of companies onboard clients when when there's money and when there are ideas. I mean, why not? So tell me more, tell me what's different and what is different about diverse media as a whole, other than this.
So the most frequent questions that we get asked is, do you do website, do you handle SEO? Abhi, the whole point is that when we started, we were a social media agency because I knew social media very well. Then I thought of doing some digital marketing course, as you know, there are so many tutors on Instagram, there are so many reels that I see on daily basis, and I'm like, bhai mujhe bhi karna to padega hi ye sab. Is when I realized that चल digital marketing agency कर लेते, like diverse media should not be just social media agency, it should be digital marketing
Yeah.
agency. And both of us were struggling that we should have a niche, that let's just take all wedding clients, let's just take all event based clients, or let's just come up with something that has more. We had a lot of fashion brands, so we thought of having a fashion designer as our
Yeah.
niche. Is after a few days, it was like a eureka moment for us, and it struck me that, Varun, I think our niche is only social media. Like,
Yeah.
the best part about our agency is that we do not provide other services. We focus mainly on social media, is where we are able to give them content on quality basis. Because when you focus on SEO, when you focus on website, when you focus on performance marketing, you have a lot of things to look at, and you try to keep content on the you compromise a bit on the content, is where the gap is, and we're trying to fill that gap. We're trying to work the best on the content, so that maybe you can have somebody on board for SEO who can just manage your SEO, and let us do your content, let us handle your social media, let us give it a personalized touch the way others wouldn't be able to give.
So yeah, digital marketing agencies, as like we are not a digital marketing agency, that is for sure. We are a social media marketing agency. Digital marketing agencies are where they do everything. They do social media, they do website, they do SEO, they do everything. So that is where we stand out. We found that niche in that, and we are just focusing on social media marketing. Our clients do need a digital marketing agency at times, but they do not understand that digital marketing agencies are not going to give you that service which a social media marketing agency would. So what is happening is the businesses want to connect with just one agency which handles it all. But that one agency is not gonna be able to handle it all, because it is gonna be either good at SEO, it is either gonna be good at website designing or social media. It's not gonna be good at all. So that we have had our experiences, like we have a client who was on board with us, but they wanted to go to a digital marketing agency because they wanted to do SEO as well, and they wanted to do website as well. So they left us for a month. They went to them, they gave them the SEO and social media part as well. But the next month they came back and they told us that we are not able to get that service from them. So that is where we come in, that quality is where we come in. So that is where we stand out completely from digital marketing agencies. And I would also recommend businesses that rather than having one agency do it all, make sure that the agency that is doing the work is best at it. Like if it's social media, let the social media agency do it. And be it a digital marketing agency, but I am sure they have their niche as well. Even a digital marketing agency started with SEO or website or something as such. So maybe we are doing social media marketing as of now. Maybe tomorrow we do website, but we are a social media marketing agency to start with. We are not gonna be the best at websites, but we are gonna be the best at social media. And that is where we have thought that we want to do social media marketing, and that is where we are gonna grow, because that is where the clients grow. When it gives us the motivation to do this, because the clients are happy with it. The clients' accounts are growing. They are happy with it. So that's where we want to do this more.
I think that's really, really great advice, and that's something that we don't hear often, especially in a world where the number of entrepreneurs, the number of startups are growing. This is great advice to begin with, instead of putting, because digital marketing agencies take a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's better to get your money's worth when they hear advice like this.
For sure.
Since you all mentioned you all are great at social media, let's give something to the people who are not running businesses but also personal accounts or creators. What are the best tips you would recommend for everyone? Maybe whether it's for business or creators or people like me and you?
I think one thing we tell all of our clients is that, you know, try to be real on social media because it's
Correct.
very rare. And because it's rare, it's going to work out the best. So the whole point is that instead of putting product images that you've
Yeah.
done from a professional camera, product reels that you've shot from a professional camera, have something that you're doing on daily basis, like have a day in your life. So if I'm an entrepreneur, if I put up on my page a reel that says what all things I do, I think people are going to be more interested in that.
Correct.
Although then they'll be connected with what I actually do. So, you know, it's how we're connecting them to your business indirectly. But I think we are pretty much, that's our plus point. That is the most important reason why clients come to us, that they want personalized content. So it's better to be real than to be real. Even when it came to fashion designing clients, what happened was they used to have a photo shoot because they have to upload it on their website. So they have professional photo shoots done, which is needed, okay, it's mandatory. But on social media it's not going to work, because if I'm a plus size girl and I want to have a look at, you know, this particular outfit, and that I'm watching on a model, I'm not relating with that outfit at all. But
Correct.
if that particular outfit I'm watching it on a girl who has flaws, and those flaws are beautifully seen, I am going to be more than interested in purchasing it right away. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I would not even give it a second thought that, you know, acha lagega, nahi lagega. It's good, I'm buying it for sure. That's how you connect with your audience. So
Yeah.
be real first.
So basically, I would also like to ask you, like, when will you follow an account? Like, if it's just posting pictures about the product, you wouldn't like to follow it, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So when would you follow it? Like, if I am an agency, or if I am some brand which is sharing knowledge about the things that they are doing, like, rather than posting pictures about products, go with what that product is useful for, go with where that product is used. So basically, educate your clients, educate your customers on where you can give them that quality service. So rather than just posting pictures, no one is going to follow these days. Like, if I just see some account posting pictures, I'm just gonna scroll through and pass it on. If I'm gonna follow that account, I'm gonna need something from it. So provide that service, provide that through your Instagram page or your Facebook page. That is when people follow. So I think Tejvi has done a Tuesday Talks with Tejvi we had on our
I love
diverse
that
media
series.
page.
I used to
Yeah.
watch it.
So she had also shared about the 3 E's there. I think you should share it here so that people get to know how
So
they can
just
provide.
summarize,
Yeah.
exactly, like just summarizing your answer, that, you know, what kind of content you need to post is 3 E's.
Yeah.
First is educate, second is empower, and third is entertain. So first is you have to educate about what your product is used for, how to use the product, how to, you know, get these services on board. So irrespective business or product, you just have to educate your customers on how did you get here, like, you know, what are the challenges you face. So educate them, like give them some kind of informative tips. Second is you empower them with your story. You know, you create a story of yourself or your employee. You talk about something that's empowering or motivating somebody to actually start with something. So your Instagram page has to have that empowerment. It could be, okay, maybe you feel कि मैंने तो आज अभी इतना कुछ नहीं किया है, मेरे पास इतना कुछ है नहीं जो इंस्पिरेशनल है. Talk about somebody from whom you are getting inspired. Even that will help.
Correct.
And third is entertain. You know these trends, they are so funny and they are so much
Yeah.
lovable. Like मैं कितना भी बोल दूँ, मुझे cringe content नहीं पसंद है, but I will watch the entire reel that क्या cringe हो रहा है, end तक तो मैं देखूंगी. उसके बाद I'll spend more time to read the comments, because the comments have become so dark, funny. I mean the humor, where are you getting it from? So overall, if you just have a look, that entertainment is much needed on your page. Nobody is going to like a page that's giving information all time, just boasting about have my product, have my services. So entertain them with something relatable. So if I'm an agency, I'll talk more about clients and social media managers relationship, graphic designers. constantly fighting with the other team members. So that's how you entertain your people. So follow 3 E's. Like
Yeah.
they'll help you a lot.
Like,
Trust me.
today, if you see, Zomato is doing that in a very well way. Like, if you see their content, it's not just about pictures about food or something like that. They are gonna do it a very different way. That is how even such big agencies are doing it. So you know that social media is so important. Like, they are, be it any trend, they are there. Be it any comment, they are gonna do it. So that is how they have grown on social media. Like, Zomato is such a huge company, and if they are doing that, I think any small business or any medium business should for sure not just post pictures about products, and rather than do such trends, do movement marketing, or do go with the flow. Like, you have to do these 3 E's and all. They are very important for you. Yeah.
And I think approach things unprofessionally. I think
For sure.
Zomato, taking that example ahead, they talk so much about their admin things not getting approved. Is when people are relating to Zomato more. यार मतलब जो Zomato go through कर रहा है वो भी मैं मेरी agency में go through कर रही हूँ. तो it gets so much relatable on, you know, under the level. So that's when brands, when they become a person, and that too
Yeah.
more like a friend. The brand has to not speak like a brand, it has to speak like a friend. So it has to speak about the problems that even you are facing. You know, it will add on to relatability, and in the end it will build a connection.
So I have decided that I'm going to follow the 3 E's with both of you. So we're almost there with the educating part, because we've been talking about a lot of helpful tips. Moving to the empowerment part, I would love to know, you know, the best stories that you have in this entire journey, your proudest moments, whether it's like an email from one of the biggest clients saying you've done a fabulous job,
Yeah.
or when you were on ground at Rasa thinking, this is what I'm covering. I
Yeah.
would love to know the empowerment stories from both of you.
So I remember starting everything from my house itself, in my bedroom, and I was working for everything. And that process of that journey of having my own office, of course it's on rent, but
Yeah.
my own office is something that I'm very proud of, because I know that, see, housing facilities are something that our parents have provided us with, okay? So I know that electricity was never an issue for me ever. But when I started with this office shenanigans, it's all like Wi-Fi नहीं चल रहा है, बाथरूम में ये नहीं है. I'm like, मैं बिजनेस ओनर हूँ कि क्या हूँ? मतलब मुझे घर इतना ध्यान रखना पड़ता है छोटी छोटी चीज़ों का. It feels like, you know, it's actually building my own baby. Like I've seen it moving out from my house to sharing a you know,
space with
workspace with Varun. It was a small space in which, you know, both
Both
of us
of us
used to
used
feel
to
that, oh okay, your social media जो भी एम्प्लॉयज़ है उनका बहुत ज़्यादा आवाज़ आ रहा है, और हमें लगता था कि इन लोग का बहुत ज़्यादा कस्टमर्स आ रहे हैं जा रहे हैं. तो देयर वर स्ट्रगल्स विद अस आल्सो, बट वी न्यू के शेयर्ड स्पेस, पैसा बचता है तो
Yeah.
जाने दो भाई. Is when there came a point where we had to move out, and when we did, he also thought of expanding his business. So now if you see, Toy Collectors India is also a very big thing.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Diverse Media has also now grown into a full baby, and you know, from paints to, you know, getting the frames set up to you know, decorating those cute corners. Trust me, that feels like I have built something and it's mine, and you know, it's something that I have done it, like, you know. So it's a proud journey overall of workspace was a challenge before, and it's still right now, but I think it's much better right now with us, and we're very proud of it. So a small story with this goes, like, I had one interview of the employee. Can you imagine, the employee rejected me? And it was because our workspace was not aesthetic enough for her Instagram stories. So is when it struck me that, okay, come what may, like, logically if I think, बहुत stupid reason था to not work. I would have given her good learning opportunities, because it's a startup, you get to just take over things. But at the same time, I also thought of it as overall employees' perspective. They would want to work in a condition that is really nice, that is decorated, that has all the facilities. They are not going to listen to your startup struggle story. So,
Yeah.
so you need to have that space. You need to have a very well lit place wherein they are proud of that I'm working here, and they shout out loud that this is how cute my workplace is. So
For sure.
yeah.
So adding to the workspace part, she used to do it from her house. Like everything was done from her house. All the meetings, all the management, even staff. When she added staff, people used to come at her house. Like we had Sia at coming to your house and handling
Almost the
accounts.
entire team.
Yeah,
Like, there were 9-10 girls who
Yeah.
were. I don't know why, but I feel somehow social media was handled really well by the girls.
girls.
I had a lot of women fashion clients, so more of
Correct.
hiring was done.
So she used to do it all from her house. Like all the staff used to come
team
at
of
her
young
house.
girls coming, chit chatting and
Yeah,
working, and then
gossiping and
yeah.
all shit. But then gradually, like I suggested to her that this is not how a company works. Like you have your space, but you always need a workspace to work with. I am completely against work from home because I don't think work from home happens. You have to come to the office, you have to work because that is where work happens. घर पे कुछ होता नहीं है because somewhere you are working, someone comes in and tells के वो आए हैं, guests have come, ये है वो है थोड़ा ये कर दे, because they think that you can do that बीच में, but that flow is restricted there. So I always thought के घर पे तो काम नहीं हो सकता. These small agencies think that they save money by not having a space, but I feel like that is not an expense, that is an investment that you should have. So gradually I asked her to join me at my own space. They used to sit down first, like we had that mat down and they used to sit there and do their work.
No, makes me realize, even just listening to the story made me realize how essential these stories also are, is maybe why you added the empowerment E. Moving to the third one, which is entertainment. I'm sure the entire journey might also have been a lot of fun. I can imagine like 10 girls in a room, I would love to be in that space, right? So please tell us about all of the tiny moments that you have here and there while working on something so huge.
So basically, we have a lot of entertainment clients. We had What the Fun on board. We had Nature's Nest on board. We have Tikujini Wadi as our client now. So these are all fun clients that we are working with. So what happens is when our staff goes there, they have their fun. So when we had a shoot for What the Fun, we took all our staff there because we wanted to shoot. Yeah, it's fun with work. So we played games while our staff was shooting. So that is how fun happens at our office. Other than that, with Nature's Nest, we had a collaboration wherein we went to Igatpuri, we took all our staff there and we did the shoots for them while having fun at their place. So this is how fun happens. Like even tea cafe, we have such restaurants on board. What happens is when we go for the shoots, they have to serve us food because that's what we shoot. Like, so our staff wants to be in the reel because they get to eat. So that is all the fun stories. We also have Madras Talkies on board with us. So
I love Madras Talkies.
yeah, so it is a very famous South Indian joint in Mumbai. So
Their filter coffee is really good,
yeah, so these are fun moments that we have at our office. Other than that, Tejvi can add other fun moments.
Teji, but before you start, I think being your school friend, I should be allowed to come on a few of these
Yeah, for
outings.
sure.
Yeah,
More than
I'll
welcome.
pitch you as, I have a very big creator with me, and I'll be like, okay, she's gonna give you very good content. Like, the whole point is that personalized content, we are good with it, and we try and make sure that we shoot something which is like giving a very real vibe, like not with professional creators who are going to act, but with our team members were going to act very much similar to what we would have, like non-actors would have. So it becomes more relatable, and that's how they also have their fun. And you know, sometimes what happens, errors happen. Like we
Yeah.
are humans working. So I've seen so many of my social media managers posting client stories on their personal account, and it's so funny. I'm just going through my Instagram. I come across ये office में बैठे बैठे क्या story डाल रही है, and I just click on it and I see भाई client का story तूने डाल दिया है तेरे personal account पे. It's just very, you know, at that time it's like little, oh मैंने क्या कर दिया, but now it's just a nice,
Fun
cute,
thing.
funny story.
It happens.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens, for sure.
No, and that's the whole point about being candid. And
Yeah.
It does happen. But while all of this sounds really interesting, and I can't wait to be a part of it, and I'm sure that if we ever speak to your employees on these podcasts, we'll
Yeah.
get more stories.
For
But
sure.
I'm sure that there might have been your own set of struggles when it comes to this, your own, you know, setbacks. And I think because we're talking about real stories and real things that happen, it's very, very important that we talk about that too. So is there anything you'd like to, you know, talk about?
So sometimes when people say जो social media पे आप देखते हो it's not true, is what I 110% agree on.
Yeah.
Like during Ras Rang Thane, it was a 9 days Navratri event. The team strength is needed to cover that entire,
ground.
you know, capture moments from the entire ground.
Yeah.
And I had half of my team like literally not supporting us at that particular time. They had their own reasons to not support us. But on the stories, if you see, we were killing it. And how, like, people would have thought कि यार मजा कर रहे हैं यार, they've reached some height. And behind the scenes, like I'm on the verge of breaking down. He's like, what is happening? How are we going to handle the event? Like, of course, we did manage it the tougher way. We learned a lot of things the harder way. But, you know, the struggles are always there. You know, the breakdowns are a part and parcel of these journeys. And so in front of everyone, it was like we're killing it. And behind the scenes, we were really upset about what all things are happening. So this is just one part of, you know, one part of the story, like what happened with this client. But there are a lot of things that, you know, keep happening. Shoot dates clash, you have a lot of challenges in terms of space, rent issues, get your GST documentation sorted. It's just like, you know, sometimes we had a lot of requirement of hiring, and we were looking for HRs, so we were not finding good HRs, and if they were charging us really high for a startup to not afford them. So we were looking at some sites on which we can, you know, upload our we can just list our hiring that we are recruiting, and we are really looking for a graphic designer. And turns out that, you know, you need GST, you need some official documentation. Now it's just been like 3 years I've started this, and like 1.5 2 years since, you know, everything's taken up you know, a scale like professionally. So I was wondering, yaar, GST kahan se lao? And I'm sure a lot of other startups would also be suffering through this problems, that they don't have official documentation, and that's when they face these limitations on, you know, getting listed or getting, where things become easier for others. For a startup, that is where it becomes harder, is what I feel. So yeah, that it's there.
Yeah. So I think one of the major struggles with diverse media will be hiring, because that is where, like, I am into a product business. Toy Collectors India is, the product is the main thing. If I get good products, it's gonna sell. But to sell a service, you're gonna need good staff. So when your team is good, the service is gonna be good. So in a service industry, you're gonna have good people around you who are trained well. So that is where our struggle was, like, to get good people on board who can give that service to our clients, because somewhere or the other, we hire a social media manager, but they are not able to handle so many accounts. We hire a graphic designer, but their speed is too slow to give the graphics on time. So that is not how it worked. So that is our struggle, was like we were not able to find the right fit to it. But now we have a good team, like we have our systems in place, and it's gradually getting better. So all our clients are also happy with it. Yeah, and the training part Tejvi handles. So even though some beginner joins our team, they learn through it. Like we have our team in place who can teach them to how to build a social media page. So that's how they learn, and gradually our struggles are where we think about, and that's how we grow. So yeah.
Like it's simple, you know, you will have a lot of obstacles on your way, and we've had our own, like be it hiring or other things as well, but just give it some time, don't give up, and you know, just keep going, and that's how you'll, you know, everything will fall in place eventually. Not today, not tomorrow, not even in a month or so, but eventually yes, it will fall in place. And that's what I've learned over these years,
Yeah.
that just go ahead, like नहीं हो रहा है काम, नहीं हो रहा है,
Keep
सब
doing it.
बिखरा हुआ है, it's okay, just keep going. Like someday everything is going to fall in place and it's going to look like a clear path to you.
Like nowadays anyone and everyone is doing social media, but like it's not so easy to do it. Like if it, you can think like handling one account is easy, but handling 40 to 50 accounts is not. Like in a day 2 to 3 clients will call you up and tell you yaar ye nahi ho raha hai, wo nahi ho raha hai, while we are doing our best, and we are confused like what's happening wrong. So ये जब सुनने मिलता है, it hurts like what's going wrong, and that is where these struggles happen. Like it's not so easy to be a social media manager. You have to listen to your clients, उनकी सब बातें सुननी पड़ती है, भले वो right हो वो wrong हो. We have to hear it out and we have to give them a solution to that. So that is how it works. Yeah.
So, listening to all of these stories, I just have one question. Behind the scenes, you know, when it comes to limited number of staff, sometimes when it comes to bigger clients, or not having very professional people, but having people who intend to do a better
Yeah.
way, how do you convince a client about all of this? So, most of the clients are looking for very professional people who are trained, you know, in a particular way, done a digital marketing course, things like that. So, despite having a team that is, you know, that you give so many chances to, which is a great thing, by the way. I think more companies should work like this. But from a client's perspective, they're not very okay with
Correct.
this as of now. So how do you make the client trust you?
So clients do not know the backside story of the struggles that we are having here. So what is happening is these struggles come to us, but they do not go to the client. Whatever goes to the client is all good. So they never know that these things went wrong.
We are like the shield
Yeah,
protecting.
so these things we know that, and the trust that clients have is all because of us. Today, Tejvi is the one that that is the name of Diverse Media. Like people know Diverse Media through Tejvi, and that is how it goes. Like anything goes wrong, Tejvi is gonna be there. That's why clients trust us. Like be it any social media manager, be it any graphic designer, they might do things wrong, but if the client is not happy with it, they can come anytime to Tejvi, and Tejvi is gonna make it all right. So that is where they trust us with. Yeah, you can add.
And it's like also initially, see, the team was constantly changing, but
Yeah.
it's been quite a long time since we have people who are committed to this job, what they are doing, and they're loving it also. So that's, we are also growing as a business, we are also growing with systems, making it better. So for employees also, we are trying to offer them things that, you know, they would get in any other companies, like, you know, where they're looking for a stability of a job or proper working conditions.
Correct.
So from our part in offering the clients as well as the employees, both of them is going on par. Like right now it's so good that the clients know employees very well, and they know that they are here since a very long time. So now
Yeah.
we've built that trust with the employees also.
Correct.
And if at all something goes wrong, Tejvi and Varun, they are there.
Yeah.
They will make sure that nothing is, you know, going to get wrong if we come into the picture. And also with the clients, I would like to applaud all of my clients, because they have been understanding with any situation we have. They have seen us growing. Like it's not that we have clients who've just you know, associated with us since last 3 months. We have clients who were with me since I started the journey.
Varun's
So
mom.
Yeah.
She's
we
still
are-
there, yeah. And you ask me, like, majority of them are still there and they have seen us grow. So you might, most of them, they also know about the struggles that we have
Correct.
gone through, and they've been very supportive about it. And they have said, like, you know, initially I was a kid back then, so they used to give me advices also on business, like how Varun also used to do it.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I had a lot of clients who were more like mentors, and with them I used to be like, you know, discuss their strategies in person more better way. So now they miss, you know, having that time with just Tejvi, because now they have to spend all the time with the employees.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm hardly now in touch with them, but be it anything, they know that we are there and we are going to get it solved. And a lot of things, employees are also not messing up these days. They know their
Yeah.
responsibilities
Yeah.
and they've grown also, like over the years. They know that, okay, this is supposed to be done, this is their work, so that's not an issue.
But I really, really, really applaud your commitment in terms of getting people even when they don't know the stuff really well, and
Yeah.
giving them the chance and the, you know, space to grow and be what they are today, instead of just directly hiring professionals at bigger salaries, because that's something that the world requires more of
Correct.
right now.
So just you know, supporting the people who are ready to learn is always a good thing. And I have seen you know, it's not about people starting a job at 20 or just after graduation or right after undergraduation. I have people who started working after their 10th standard, because
Yeah.
I think life is so fast now. Gen Z, as much as they are unprofessional, but they are equally very much, you know, fast with learning. I have 3 to 4. I had 3 to 4 interns who were just 10th passed or 12th passed,
Yeah.
or in their first years, and they are still doing a phenomenal job, because nobody will understand the trends better than them. When
Yeah.
it comes to professionalism, we are there to cover that. And of course there is a learning for them also when it comes to this. So we encourage having more people who are learners and, you know, very much passionate about social media in general.
Got it. But I just wanted to understand, initially when you used to run the entire thing, like you mentioned, you were the one person talking to every client. Now that it has changed and now that there are so many faces, what does your process of onboarding a client look like? How has it changed from when Teji was the one who was in touch with every client?
In the start, Tejvi used to go to the shoots, and gradually I used to join her for the shoots. So we have been at shoots ourselves. So on my birthday also, we were at a wedding shooting for our client. So that is where weddings media is also a part of it. So we were there. It is still a small baby. Like diverse media has grown, but weddings media is still growing. So that is where we used to go and we used to shoot all the things. So that is where we know how it goes. And now the process is a bit different. Like in the start, Tejvi used to do everything, but now we have systems in place. So whenever we get a client, we have the meeting first. We get to know what the client wants, what type of package they want, how many we recommend them, like how many shoots do you should have. Like looking at bigger brands, they should have at least 70 to 80 posts a month, or some clients might only have 10 to 20 posts a month. So we recommend them different packages according to their brand and things, and then we get to know what their competitors are, what would they want, and gradually we get to know everything about them in the first meeting. And then after finalizing everything, we appoint social media managers whom we give a gist about the brand. Then they directly connect with the client and they get the content calendar in place. So content calendar is very important to us, because the client gets to know the whole month how's it gonna go, because it's at the end their account that we are handling. So they should have a gist of how it's gonna go. They give us some changes here and there, and that's how the process is. Once that is approved, the next month is gonna look like that. The social media managers gives the content calendar to the graphic designer. They get the graphics in place, the shoots are scheduled, and the videographer goes for the shoot. He edits the reels and gets things done. and the social media makes sure that everything that they have planned goes the way that is planned, and everything is posted on the day that it should be posted. The videographer is there on the shoot that they should go, and the graphics are coming on time. So that is how the whole process is. If clients have any issues, they can directly connect to the social media managers and get the issues solved. So we have that as our client servicing team as well. Like any issues that the client have, they can always connect with the social media managers and get it sorted out. So that is how our whole process goes.
See, honestly, the process sounds very, very, very intense, but also the fact that you all are so driven
Yeah.
to make it happen when it's supposed to happen. But my mind got a little stuck when you mentioned weddings media, and then I was thinking about that, and I would love to know more about that because it's something interesting, it's something new, it's something that I don't know a lot about.
I happened to have my sister's wedding, and
I saw the stories, though, very
me
cool.
being me, I had to have somebody who's covering the entire event for my stories. Okay, I have to put it
Yeah.
like I am that person. I'm somewhere, and everyone on my Instagram will know, okay, where am I, what am I doing, how is it looking like, and for the same reason, I did the same for my sister's wedding. I had from my team only, I had somebody who helped me with clicking videos and pictures and everything. And we just started posting about it, and that's when it clicked us, weddings media.
Yeah.
So we started with weddings media with a vision that people want to relive their moments, and it's like as instant as possible. You would want to once your event is done, you would want to update stories about it, and especially when it's bigger events like weddings or birthdays or some anniversary celebrations. So when it's bigger events, you want to talk about it, you want to show it off to your friends, and there's nothing wrong in that. I would also want my social media to have the event hyped up and in the best possible way. So you upload real-time stories, we make fun reels with the family and friends, and it's the most exciting part. You never get to be that filmy, you never get to be the main character, and then we come in the picture and we make you feel like you're the main character. We add music, we add drama, we add every edit possible to make your reel the best reel. And is
Yeah.
when you realize, oh, even I can have such professional reels, how these creators and influencers have. So that is what made this more interesting. Another thing was for all the family members, it was like a fun activity to do. So after Haldi and Mehendi, we remember that half of the family members were like just chilling and had nothing to
Yeah.
do. We started making reels with them. They enjoyed the event so much. In the Chennai wedding, we had one event only that named as Reels,
Reels
Night. And it was a hit event. Like
Yeah.
both of us were confused that, how are we going to work with this event? Like,
Correct.
we need to have something set, let's have a script, let's do this, let's do that. We just made them, make so many reels, and it was very much fun for them also and for us also as a experience. So overall, when you ask me about weddings media, it is something that every bride and groom personally wants, and their families to relive those moments instantly right after the event got over.
Like people think that weddings are supposed to have just the videographers and things. Yeah, but nowadays social media is the trend. Yeah, like, if you do not have a social media for your weddings as well, that is not, you're not going with the trend. So like some small weddings still think, some people still think that videographers are enough. Like they can hire a social media manager and they can get things done. But it again comes to that part that we are professionals in that. We know social media in and out. So that is where we come into the picture. We go to the weddings. Weddings media is a social media for weddings. So we handle the brides and grooms weddings page. We put up 5 days to go, and like before the wedding we put up some
Countdowns.
gifs and all of that. The videographers will shoot the wedding, like they will look after everything that's happening, the haldi part, this and that. But
small moments,
yeah.
like juta chori ki rasam,
that
or
part
some-
is not handled by them. We handle the small things that are happening. Like something is going on there, why the bride is doing her makeup. We go to her, we ask her about like how are you feeling, and so that all things are not gonna be covered by the videographers. That is where we come in. That is where we look at the real part. Like that is what people need nowadays more than a video. Like no one is gonna have that CD nowadays, like
To
looking
play
at the
entire
whole
wedding.
wedding. Now they want a gist of it.
No, it's really true because now I'm thinking of all of the weddings that I
Correct.
recently attended, and there were so many such tiny moments like sneaking in alcohol
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
for the bride,
Yeah.
and I would have loved to have
Correct.
something to capture it really well. But I think that's such a crazy and such a sweet idea at the same time.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and now anybody gets married in my family, I don't know.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, with that, I think we've covered a lot of all of the amazing stuff you do. But I have one last question. I think that Gen Z and everybody right now is very driven. They want to start something of their own. They want to run businesses of their own. And like both of you mentioned, social media is very important and it's a great growing space. So, is there any advice you would like to give to, people like you, in the sense that when you didn't start and you were taking this leap of faith, and people like you who are still skeptical back then, to people who have started their own business already and are just in the beginning space of making their own office and decorating those tiny corners, what do you have to say for them?
I feel that your first of anything is going to be okay. It's not going to be perfect. Like just today, I was discussing things with a new client, and she mentioned it on that I'm not sure about how my first post is going to look like. So I just told her that your first post is not going to look that great. Okay, your first reel that you're making yourself is not going to look that amazing. I like singing, so my first music video also wasn't that amazing, or my first performance was not that great. Be it, I hope this first podcast is amazing. But before that, I had tried to have such reels in which I'm putting myself out there. So that wasn't so great. It was like not perfect. It might be good, visually good, but it's not perfect. But you have to keep going, because if your first isn't great, you have to make sure that you're improving in all the other tries that you're doing, and making sure your latest one is the perfect. Like, it wasn't an easy journey when we started. We also had a lot of friends starting with a similar kind of a business. We see a lot of har gali mein, har ek ghar mein there is a social media manager. There is somebody who's aspiring or have started their social media agency.
Correct.
But today we know that what all challenges we have faced and from where we've come to what kind of a position. So we know it's not easy, to start a business. It's a thing that everyone would love to start a business. You can, you must in fact, but you must sustain. You must make sure that whatever is coming at you, you have to face it come what may. Like,
Yeah.
you have to keep going till you find yourself in a position that you are able to say that I made it. It's like that.
So basically, for starters to do a social media business, I think just start any account. Like she started my mom's account for free. So take any business and just do it for free, so that you get that learning thing. Because my mom used to tell her that this is going wrong, that is going right. So that's how she got that confidence. Yeah, like I can do something. So I
Because
think
there is no money involved.
Yeah, so she can
Both of them are very much
happy with it.
Happy. Like, even she's helping me to learn things, that this is wrong, this is where you can learn, and I'll also be not of that guilt कि मैंने कुछ गलत किया. I'll be
Correct.
more happy to learn. So yeah.
So basically, people who are starting with it, I would recommend them just to start, take up any account, do it for free, learn through it. That is how you start. Do it for 2 to 3 months and gradually get to know like what are good and what are bad, and gradually get more clients through it. Once you get clients, you get money through it, start hiring people. Don't think of it as an expense. Like you can do it all. You can't do it all. You can't be the best at your business. People should be better than you. That's how you run a business. So hire people, let them handle things, and you handle the business part. Then you will make an agency. But it's not easy. Let me tell you that it's not easy, and like it's not that tomorrow you will start and it's gonna go all good. It's gonna go like a straight thing. It's like up, down, up, down. We have been through it. No matter how good are we, but we have gone down, we have come up, we have seen it all. So it's not easy, but you gotta do it. You just not you can't stop at it. Like there is something going wrong, you leave, all the clients are gone, you still have to do it. Yeah, and gradually you will get there. That's how I will
think
recommend.
there's one thing that Varun also always says that you can do a business if you are ready to incur losses for next 6 months.
Yeah, at least.
You tell me that मतलब तुझे लॉस ही होने वाला है 6 महीना वो ही समझ और तू बिजनेस ये स्टार्ट
तो भी तू कर.
हाँ, if you are ready to take that risk, if you are ready to face everything, you are capable of
Do it.
starting a business and actually maintaining, like,
Yeah.
so that's it.
I think that was really, really, really good advice, and I think that's something that more people who are of your age, of our age, of who are still young, would have loved to take back from the entire podcast that we had. I really, really, really had a great time listening to this, and I hope everybody who hears this does. And I can't wait for episode 2 already, even before this is edited. So that is my time.
We would just like to thank Himali firstly. It was very impromptu to randomly text her that I would like you to be the host for my podcast, and I know you're the best person. She's like, this is not my genre at all, and I'm like, I still know you're the best person to do it, and it turned out so well. Secondly, Arnav, I think since the start, since I wanted to do a podcast, he is the one who's been telling me, Ari, it's very easy, you do it, I know you're capable of it. He's been helping us with, you can do this, these angles are better. So I think your expertise has helped us to at least start this journey, and I hope that we keep doing this more often, and thanks to the entire team. You all were amazing. You all are listening to us patiently. So I hope you all also enjoyed.
Yeah.
Guys, one last thing before we wrap up. You all made it.
Thank you.